Hi and welcome to Phoenix TV. Well, it's a wee while since we've spoken, but I've got another player to announce. It's a new guy, but not a new guy, because he has actually put the colours on a couple of times for us, helping us out when he was sort of in limbo. He's a forward, he's a southerner, working in Birmingham, and I've got Garth O'Flaherty. Hi Garth.
Hi Tambo.
Hi, well, do you like the introduction?
Yeah, that was good, especially the southern part.
Yeah. You started off down in, was it Guildford? The Guildford junior system that you started off?
Yeah, so I played all my junior career down in Guildford, and then kind of moved further up north as the years went on.
Yeah, I'm just having a wee look at the resume. You played a wee bit in Nottingham, didn't you? With the Lions, etc.
Yeah, I went to university in Nottingham, so I played for the Lions for a couple of years while I was there.
Right, so of course you put the colours on a couple of times to help us out last year, and certainly sounds that I got back from people who were favourable. I take it Tony got hold of you to see if you were free.
Yeah, I spoke to Tony quite a while back now about next season, and he was happy with what I did when I guested for you guys, and we had a bit of a chat, and he said he was happy to sign me up, so really looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, say there's a wee bit of things going on. We're going to announce shortly where we're playing, so we'll have to leave that one alone. But Manchester Phoenix, why are you still working? Are you still going to be working up in Birmingham, or?
Well, I'm actually going to be working part-time. I'm a secondary school teacher, and I'll be working part-time next year, which will enable me to play full-time for the Phoenix. So looking forward to it. It should be a good year.
Where will you be doing the teaching?
Teacher at school in Rugby, Ashford School. So I'll be living around that area and then travelling to Manchester.
Right. And you're forward, you play centre. You've been keeping tabs on Phoenix last season?
Yeah, I kept an eye on them. Obviously, I was lucky enough to guess for them, so I was kind of keeping track of where they were and how they're going on. I thought it was pretty good that they managed to get to the cup final and the playoff final. With the season that they had a lot of injuries, and it was good to see them do that. So I know I'm going into a very professional organisation, a very professional team, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Well,
that's me off the hook. You're saying all the right words. That's a good thing. Yeah, well, really, we've some of the backbones come back. We've got James Archer, Stevie Fone, Ben Wood. So the Brit pack are nearly intact, with Jacob Heron as well. You played with any of them around?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, I've managed to play with them, and they're all great guys. Obviously, they've been, as you said, kind of the Brit pack core for the last couple of years, so it's good to see some of those guys back, and just excited to be part of it. Obviously, I've played against Manchester before with a previous EPL team, and that was the year you guys won the league, so I've kind of seen what Manchester is capable of doing, and as I said, just excited to be part of that.
Well, as you know, it's been a troublesome summer, but Phoenix don't do things the easy way, but we'll be up and raring to go in September, and looking forward to seeing you then.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Right, well, I'm going back to my deck chair because it's about 23 degrees out here in Manchester today. So you get yourself back to work, and looking forward to seeing you in September, Gareth. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Cheers then, mate.
Cheers.
Right, that was Garth O'Flaherty, the lad that's joining us for September, coming back into the Phoenix fold to help us out. But that's not all I've got. With everything that's been going on all summer, I think it's about time I caught up with Neil Morris, ask him a few questions and see what's going. Hi Neil.
Hi, how are you doing?
Right, first one's an absolute hot off the press. A few people have been telling me now since the weekend that Silver Blades are planning to put an elite team into Altrincham, and of course with the news that we've just heard about Hull unfortunately having problems, what do you think about that?
Well, to be fair, I think the owner of Hull has done really well, because he's been battling since really the end of last season, and he's been looking for investors, and I think he's been running 24 hours around the clock trying to save that club. So first of all, full credit to him. I don't think it's any secret that they've had problems for months, and he has physically been trying to get people involved. I think there's been 2 or 3 people saying that they would help him out. So I think that's been no secret, and I think he has worked very hard. So credit to the man, and credit to all the fans there as well, because they've been trying to help, and we know how that feels in Manchester. We've been there probably a few times now. So first of all, credit to them. Secondly, well, what can I say to that? I mean, probably the only thing I can really say to you there, Jim, is that doesn't surprise me with what's unfolded with us over the last few months. So it's probably not as big a surprise as it would have been. Sort of makes sense now, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I think what might be a nice thing to do, because we sort of adopted Hull when we were mothballed and all the fans were on the road, so extend the courtesy back to them to come and join us. But of course,
that'd be nice. Actually, that'd be a nice thing to do. Because to be fair, again, and I think you've got to pick up on the positive things about ice hockey, and the summer's been full about lots of negative things, and I think it's very easy to go down that avenue. But yeah, Hull were brilliant with our fans, and I went there a couple of times with the fans on road trips when we were mothballed, and they were really good. They were really good, and I think if we can do anything for their fans, then we should, because I think you should always give back what you're given.
Of course, then we come to the $64,000 question. When are you going to be in a position to let everybody know where we're going to play?
Yeah, you know what, we've been holding meetings all day yesterday, and I know you're aware of that. We're now going to announce where we're going to play on the 30th of June. We're going to make an announcement, and we're actually going to extend the early bird on the season tickets by a month, so all the way through July. So end of this month will be quite exciting for us all. We'll make that decision where we're going to play. We've been looking at plans for the new building, which looks brilliant. Lot of hurdles to jump through yet. There's a lot of people involved in it, but I think it's really going to be good for the club, and I think it's going to be good for us in Manchester playing hockey. And even if there is an elite league team there, I think we're going to be an exciting night out. We're going to have a great building. We're going to play exciting hockey like we've done for 10 years, and Tony and I are still out wanting to win championships, and I think that's the most important thing, really. And we've got a great customer base, and as long as we produce great nights out, I think we'll go on for a long time to come, Jim. Right,
so nailed you down. You're going to tell everybody on the 30th where and what. Give us an idea of prices, etc.
Absolutely.
And of course, there is this thing that you were working on with the buses for the fans.
If you know, the tipping point here, Jim, the tipping point, being honest with you, is the cost we've now got in for the semi-permanent building is quite large. So we're just looking at, with the accountants and the other developers, can we offset that cost in the new building cost? Is it worthwhile? And if not, what would the alternative be? The alternative would be to very probably play out of D-side because of the weather of going over to Ice Sheffield. Plus, in fairness to Ice Sheffield, they've been fantastic with us as well, by the way, and deserve a lot of credit. But they've got to try and fit in, and I don't remember exactly now from the meeting how many dates, but they've got some dates for Sheffield Steelers to fit in. They've got the Sheffield Steel Dogs over there, and I think us over there as well would be a handful. They could probably do it. They could probably do it operationally, and they've already proved that. But I think if we had to play over there, the weather and up and over the top, backwards and forwards of the mountain is quite difficult for everybody. So I think if we did play and we played outside of the city for a season, I think it would probably be D-side.
Which you'll confirm one way or the other on the 30th.
Yeah, and we have already, if we do that, Jim, we have already got 2 new sponsors on board who will help us with the cost of the coaches. So from a customer's point of view and a fan's point of view, the tickets won't cost any more. The coach will be embroiled in there.
Fine. So if I don't know where I'm travelling to by the end of the 30th, you'll buy me dinner.
Aye. Well, do you know what? We're just... Do you know what we're trying to do, Jim? We're trying to work with all the different parties and stick to the rules and not cut red tape and also, and I know this is very difficult for the fans, right, is don't rush into things, get it right. We've if you wanted to be critical of me, is we've made one attempt at putting a building up with a partner that just didn't work out. The next one has to be better, has to be bigger, and it has to be right. And those decisions don't want to be taken lightly. And I think as long as we can look after our customers in the meantime, and there is no more expense for them, and we can provide them with an exciting product, then I think we're still a good company and we're still a good organisation, and that's what Tony and I believe we can do. As I say, we'd love to have made a decision months ago, but you can see the way everything's unravelling. It's not as simple as it sounds, and we're trying to make the best decision for the customer. And I think there'd be nothing better than a fantastic building here.
Certainly would. Well, back to what I know best. How do you think the recruiting's going so far? We've just announced Gareth today, so
he's a good player. He's a good player, and he's steady, and he's a bit of a journeyman. I think he'll be a good player for us, and obviously I can't say anything because it's negotiations going on, but I can see what else my colleague on the other side of the wall is doing, and he's got some really good things planned, and I think I met some people a couple of weekends ago. They were like, a bit worried, and are we going to be okay? And it's like, just leave it with the great one. He's got some good players lined up. We've been talking to some, and this is quite early for him because he's a bit of a late starter with imports. But I can tell you now, he's been talking to some really good guys that are gonna bring us some flair and excitement to the team. And and he's also looking at a guy at the moment who could come on board for us, who's got a bit of grit and could be quite an entertaining character, to say the least. So I think we're looking at different bases. I think we're going to have a good team, and I think we're going to have an exciting summer. And we have a new goal, by the way, and just in case you watch this, Wayne, is we're coming for you. So that's our new goal.
Right, and the new grit. Unfortunately, Brett Cloutier has not found his Scottish granny yet to be able to play for us, but it'll be somebody a bit younger and harder.
He was good value for money, wasn't he? And he was a good lad as well. And do you know what? He did a lot of stuff with us with schools at the Times, and he did a lot of stuff with sort of TV and presenting and bits and pieces of it. I don't know if you ever remember, but he did a cooking thing against a rugby team with us once, which was just hilarious. That was very funny. So we had some good times, and I think we're just going to bring those good times back again. And I think let's not forget, this is a sport. It's designed to be entertaining. It's designed to be fun, and it's to make people feel good. And let's be honest, the summer so far hasn't really been that. So now, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's good, and I'm quite excited about having a building here. That does excite me. I know that probably isn't as good for the fans because they've not been able to see anything yet, but you're just gonna have to trust me and Tony. It's we'll be there.
Right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Look forward to the 30th. You've certainly given enough hints. If they haven't worked it out by now, then.
Do you know what? We've not worked it out by now, but it's all going to come down to pounds, shillings, and pence. It's going to come down to what the best opportunity is. You can see what we're doing. We're just waiting for what the outline planning would be on a permanent, and where we want to go. And I think the most important thing is, are we going to have a good time together next season? Whether we play in a wigwam, we're going to have a good time together. We're going to be a good team, and we're going to compete. And I think that's the important thing. And you know what? Looking forward to meeting everybody again and getting back on the road. I think there's been too many distractions. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Right, we'll just leave the last word then to Geronimo here and look forward to the announcement. Well, that's it for now. See you next time.
Bye.